Township, Grand Traverse County, Michigan. Actively stabbing people. A Grand Traverse County Sheriff's deputy was near the location and arrived at 4:46 p.m. At the time of the deputy's arrival, multiple citizens, including one who was armed with a pistol, were confronting the male suspect in the parking lot and preventing him from harming further people and leaving. The deputy took the suspect into custody without further incident. During the incident, 11 individuals were injured by the suspect. The weapon used was a folding knife with a 3.5-inch cutting blade. Would you like to put that up? Aid was immediately provided to the victims by responding law enforcement, citizens, and other emergency responders. The victims were then transported to Munson Medical Center for further treatment. Included in the victim list was one Walmart employee. The injured individuals are as follows: one 70-year-old male, one 84-year-old female, one 82-year-old male, one 29-year-old female, one 80-year-old female, one 67-year-old female, one 38-year-old male, one 39-year-old male, one 65-year-old female, one 40-year-old male, and one 55-year-old male. The suspect, who has been identified as 42-year-old Bradford James Gilly of Afton, Michigan, was arrested and transported to Grand Traverse County Jail, where he will remain pending formal charges and arraignment. Requested charges will be as follows: 1 count of terrorism, 11 counts of assault with intent to murder. Mr. Gilly's history shows prior assaultive incidents as well as controlled substance violations. A motive has not yet been determined. Additional information gathered indicates that Mr. Gilly had entered Walmart at 4:10 p.m. and remained in the store until the incident occurred. I'd like to thank all that were involved, including but not limited to the Michigan State Police, Traverse City Police Department, Leelanau County Sheriff's Office, Antrim County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, Munson Medical Center, Mobile Medical Response, Metro Fire, East Bay Ambulance, Grand Traverse County Emergency Manager. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims and their families, and we will provide further updates when additional information is available. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Noelle.
Good afternoon. I want to thank everyone for being here. Let you know that my office has been extremely impressed with the outpouring and the communication and cooperation between the agencies involved in this case. Wanted also to let you know that for community, there is going to be a community counseling center, which will allow free counseling to any community members, which we try to do whenever there is an act of terrorism. So free counseling to all community members affected by the incident at Walmart yesterday. That's going to be at NMC in the Innovation Center, which is at the Cedar Lot, Monday through Wednesday from 10 to 7. Depending on the use of those services, we may consider extending those. In addition, Grand Traverse Mental Health Crisis and Access Center also has 24-hour counseling available. That's at 410 Brook Street. I also wanted to give out a crisis hotline number for those that need it, 833-295-0616. We do anticipate authorizing charges tomorrow, and the suspect/defendant will be arraigned either tomorrow or Tuesday. Thank you.
Dr. Tom Skirmerhorn, Chief Medical Officer at Munson Medical Center. And I think you understand I will be limited in the amount of specific clinical information I can provide. As Sheriff Shea mentioned, This event occurred yesterday afternoon. We began to receive patients at 5:01 p.m. Our trauma team was alerted prior to their arrival, and this involved a multidisciplinary mobilization of clinical resources, but also support resources for our clinical team. The initial triage, as I think you heard yesterday evening, there were 6 patients who were in critical condition and 5 patients who were in severe condition at that time. I'm happy to report 1 patient has been treated and released. Now we have 10 remaining patients, 2 who remain in serious condition, and the others have progressed to fair condition. I will be followed by Joe Hershey, President and CEO of Munson Medical Center.
Thank you, Dr. Skirmerhorn and others that are here today on behalf of Munson Medical Center and our amazing healthcare team. We are here to support and provide as much information as we can. Our commitment to the community shines very, very bright today. We're very proud of the well-coordinated responses, as Sheriff Shea indicated. Those started in the field with EMS. They continued to carry over on-site at Munson Medical Center, where patients were met inside of our emergency department, our emergency center, with all of our healthcare personnel standing by. We did activate trauma, and we're pleased to say that as a trauma center, we had all of the necessary healthcare professionals on site, including attending physicians, nurses, members of our clinical care team, and of course our surgeons. We stand before you today and again just want to say thank you to all of the care team members, members of the community that have offered their assistance, their support. We will provide more information. We've been met with requests for blood donations and other services from within the community, and we'll speak to that at a later time. But again, just one more time, I want to recognize the amazing response, the well-coordinated care on behalf of patients and the community. Thank you.
All right, at this time, we are happy to take questions right here.
Can I first just a quick logistical question? How do you spell his full name?
Gille.
1-8.
Correct.
And he's 42 years old still, correct?
Correct.
Okay. You talked about you don't know his motive. Did he say anything about why he did this, or was he even talking when he was arrested?
Actually, when he was arrested, there was minimal conversation throughout the entire incident, so it was very limited as far as what he did say. As far as a motive, that's yet to be determined. Our detectives, with assistance from the FBI, interviewed him at length, and that will be part of the investigation as it moves forward.
Here?
Has there been any connection that you can say between incidents in the community when the Pines and other unhoused peoples were cleared in the parks? And if this individual had any connection with those camps?
I am not aware of this individual being associated with the Pines at all. He is from Sheboygan County, as far as I know.
Up front here?
Are you the, is Grand Traverse County the lead investigator in this, or is it?
Yes, we are.
Police? Okay.
We've been seeing online that some people have identified the bystander that stepped in, the CDL holder, as Derek Perry. Can you confirm that?
Well, I'd rather not comment on that. What I would ask is for all of those people that were involved, first of all, I commend them. It's not very often that we have citizens that are willing to step up and take action, and I ask that we grant them the privacy that they need right now. If they choose to make a public statement, they will, but I would ask that we all just give them a little space and say, attaboy, right? I mean, when you look at the collaboration that took place from the citizen involvement to all emergency services, to our transport teams, to Munson Medical Center, to the media, it is unbelievable, and I think that speaks volumes for the community that we live in. So I ask that you do. You grant them. I know there's things out there. I know the video's out there. Let's just give them some space. What they did was amazing.
Right here. Did any witnesses or victims say anything about what led up to it in the moments like immediately prior? Did he say anything to anyone? Did anyone kind of set him off in a way?
Not that I'm aware of, but again, our detective interviewed, and that will be part of the continued investigation.
Live?
Hi, Sherry McWhorter from MLive. I'm wondering if you've had a chance to look at the security camera footage from inside the store, and if that was able to give you any indications of what might have sparked this.
So I have not, but our detectives have, and it's my understanding that I believe all 11 incidences to some degree are captured, and so that will be all part of the ongoing investigation.
Is there a time when you expect you might be able to release that footage?
Not at this time.
Were all 11 in the store already in the parking lot?
So my understanding is one was kind of in the vestibule, and one was just on the outside. The rest were inside.
And it started in the store?
Correct.
Front row?
Did you find any additional weapons in his backpack or any vehicle that he might have brought with him?
Not that I have been made aware of.
Right here?
Yeah, so you mentioned, you've seen the video of the confrontation out there. Can you confirm that that is the suspect in that video?
I am fairly confident in saying that that is the suspect in the video.
9 and 10?
I was curious, you said he's not from the area. Do you know why he was in Traverse City? Does he have like family or friends, or what he was doing?
So that is all kind of part of the investigation, but there was indications that at one point he may have resided in Grand Traverse County. And so he was somewhat familiar with the area. He had recently, it appeared, traveled to our area, I believe on the day of the incident. So I don't know if that, I'm not immediately aware of exactly why he came back here or why he went to Walmart.
Can I ask one other question? Were any of the people that were injured, the victims, were they injured because maybe perhaps they were like stepping in trying to stop this guy, or were they all just attacked?
I actually don't know if I can answer that.
I don't think so, not
I don't
without
know that we
seeing each
can answer
individual
that.
video.
Right here? Can you speak to, or anyone up here, the rationale behind the terrorism charge, given that we can't talk about motive yet, or maybe we don't know motive yet, but why that's appropriate?
Anytime there is a mass incident like this, where it is something that appears at least to be just a very random act of violence, it's something that is done not to individual people, not to those individual victims. Obviously, they are most affected, but it is, we believe, in some ways done to affect the entire community, to put fear in the entire community, and to change how maybe we operate on a daily basis. And so that is why we're looking at that terrorism charge.
And then can I follow, what would the maximum penalty be that he would face?
That's a life life offense, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Time for a couple more questions. 2 in the back.
I have a question for the doctor. I know that several of the patients are still in serious condition, but none are in critical anymore. So is it safe to say that they're all expected to survive their injuries?
Yes.
With regards to the civilian involvement, was it just one civilian who was armed?
To my knowledge.
And then here?
Sherry from MLive again. I live here in Traverse City. I'm keenly aware of the profound impact this incident has had on our community. Can you speak to the mental health component of the community, and also answer whether or not the suspect has any known history of mental health concerns?
Well, as far as your second question, I won't comment. As far as the first, do I think there's a mental health component? I think it's fair to say that anytime you have someone that commits an incident or an act like this, there is some sort of mental health issue involved.
Jody?
I'm curious, when you listed off some of the ages, it felt like a good portion of them were older, seniors. Do you think he was actively trying to target a certain age group, or it was just all random?
Based on the information I have at this time, I think it's random. There were some younger people involved in there, so I don't know if we can draw that conclusion.
Okay, front row.
far as you know from witness statements, did he threaten any Walmart employees directly?
Well, again, the information I've been provided is there was very limited conversation that took place throughout this incident, so I would be apt to say no.
And then did you have one?
Yeah, do you know if the suspect has a criminal record in Florida?
I don't know that.
You don't know that, but to clarify the spelling, it's Gille or Llie?
What I have is Gille.
And that will be in the news release that the undersheriff
Okay.
passes out to all of you.
Thank you.
Sherry?
Outside of Florida, do you know whether the suspect has a criminal record here in Michigan?
I won't specify where, but I will specify that there are prior assaultive type allegations as well as controlled substance.
All right, any last questions?
Wait, so all of those allegations were in Michigan, or you're not gonna specify?
I did not study his criminal history to be able to verify that.
Got it.
Can I, where is he being held?
Grand Traverse County Jail.
Okay, and then will a digital copy of that release and those photos be available?
We can make that available.
That'd be great.
Yep, so we'll have the news release, the undersheriff will be able to send out the photos. To those that just late joined, you've got one question and then we'll connect with you.
Well, since I was late joined, could I get you to recap the top, sir? You've got the suspect, you have an ID on him, and anything about a motive?
No, not at this time. We don't have a motive identified, and you will be provided with a recap of everything that we just said. Okay? Does that answer your question?
Well, that is it. Also with the citizen who subdued the attacker?
Yeah.
Could you describe that scenario?
So I'm not going to get into detail there. You missed this part of it.
Yeah.
There were multiple citizens who were involved. There was one that was armed with a pistol, and we're asking that we respect their privacy at this time. And if and when they decide they would like to make a public statement, they will.
All right, thanks. Sorry for getting you late.
Thank you.
All right, yep, right here.
Has this incident changed response protocol conversations after, during, before, or is this type of training for this type of incident part of your apparatus in the county?
So it is all part of our training. It's what we do on a regular basis, all of us standing up here. That being said, training is one thing, and when it's a real thing, it's another. But again, I cannot commend everyone that was involved enough. When you stop and look at from the time of call to the time of actual custody, it actually was the individual was detained within 1 minute. And that is remarkable when you look at it. And that mitigated Lord knows how many additional victims. So as far as training, we can always do better. We will have a debriefing on this. We will critique it. We'll talk about what we did right. We'll talk about what we did wrong, and we'll talk about how we can do it better. But overall, other than we have 11 victims, I'm very impressed.
Last question.
Do you have the name of the deputy that was close by and that responded so quickly?
I do, but let's work through this, okay? I would like to take this one question.
Okay, oh, I didn't see you, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. I was wondering if the video that's been posted will be used as evidence.
I've seen a number of videos posted, so which are you referring to?
Any of them, all of them?
Potentially, yes. Yeah, we will be reaching out to the public and potentially they could be used.
All right, thank you, everyone. So for follow-up, the sheriff will be available, and undersheriff will be available. And if you have questions for the healthcare team from Munson Healthcare, please direct those towards me. Thank you so much, and safe travels.
Thank you for all showing up and putting up with the heat.
For anyone from the media who would like a booking photo, ideally, if you have a business card with your email address on it, I can start working on it.
Do you want to pass this out?
Yes.
Okay.